Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good afternoon to all of you, and all of you a very happy Wednesday. In today's little program, I want to discuss obviously the incoming earnings report from Tesla. Also how Netflix is sort of spreading the love a little bit amongst the markets, and some more information on the US housing market. But before we get into all of that, don't forget these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So yes, we spoke this morning about Netflix coming in a lot better, earnings report coming a lot better than anticipated. In fact, the earning report or the earnings season so far has been pretty good, pretty positive. Now, Tesla is the next one up, and it's supposed to come out just after the market has closed. However, the expectation is that it's going to be pretty good. That's how the market feels at the moment. Expectation is for the earnings to come in at around 22.5 billion. And the expectation is their profits to rebound to 3.2 billion after it slumped in Q2. This was down to the fact that obviously they had shutdowns in Shanghai, which is a major plant for them due to the COVID or zero COVID policy in China, plus their plant in Germany came into some issues on production. So basically, they're expecting Tesla to do quite well tonight. So we have to see, obviously, how it comes out. This is going to be the big one today, is Tesla. Obviously, Netflix was yesterday. But here's the other thing I want to mention, and we'll have a look at Tesla in a minute. Here's the other thing. Though we might get a quite good earnings report today, there is another thing, because the market is just waiting for the stock sale to come. Because obviously, they don't know when, but they know it's going to have to happen, and they know who by, and that's of course by Musk, because Musk only has 10 days left to finish. I should say furnish. It's a mistype. It's supposed to say finish in his purchase of Twitter. He has to buy Twitter within these next 10 days. So one way, or the only real way he's going to do that, is if he sells off some of his shares in Tesla. So we are expecting it. We don't know when. We don't know by how much he's going to sell. But that's another big thing. So it would be worth keeping an eye on Tesla. But let's have a quick look at Tesla as we speak at the moment, where it is at the moment. At the moment, it's pretty range bound. Okay, it's currently trading at $219.86. But like I said, the real build up is going to be on the announcement after the market's closed. So we'll have to see how the market reacts in pre-market after this the earnings report is released. Something else which is happening. Like I said, we spoke about Netflix today, and it did a lot better than anticipated. They increased its subscribers by 2.5 million, when they were expecting only to do 1 million. And at the same time, we possibly SpaceX, for example. Maybe I think the majority of it will come from Tesla. Tesla will be the majority of how he raised the capital. Don't forget, he's got capital coming from I think it's Goldman Sachs as well. About 13 billion is coming from one of the banks as well. So that's how he's going to raise the money to buy Twitter. And don't forget, he's committed to buy it now. He can't back away, or otherwise back in court again. So again, it's just a matter of time. But I think Tesla is going to be his main source of revenue to buy or to finish the Twitter purchase. But good question. Hey to you too. Hope you're well. Thank you, David. That's a very good question. Thank you. So what I can say, yeah. So as we said, Netflix did a lot better than anticipated. It increased its subscribers by 2.5 million. With the expectation, of course, was only for $1 million. Don't forget they lost $1 million in the previous earnings, so they managed to recoup $1 million and plus another $1 million. Oh, hello, nice smiley face. Thank you. No, thank you, David. Thank you for the question and interaction. Indeed, thank you. Hello, SMF 790. Thank you. I was going to say, so yeah, it did do better than anticipated, but because it did better, it's sharing the love across the board. Because in fact, like I say, sharing is caring, as they say, and Disney's actually benefited from this good earning report from Netflix, because obviously they have their Disney Plus service, which is doing very well. In fact, Disney Plus overtook Netflix previously, so this has obviously benefited, and their stock price on the open rose by 2.7%. So it's not just Netflix, it's also Disney benefited from it. Now, I did have a question from a young lady this afternoon in the previous one, asked me, when can we get Disney's earnings? And when's that due? And that's going to be released on the 8th of November. So that's when we'll find out about how Disney is doing, and then see indeed if Disney Plus is really sort of like, moving ahead of Netflix. Excuse me. But anyway, let's have a quick look at Netflix and Disney, see where they are. So start with Netflix. Like I say, Netflix had a look at that big gap. Pre-market, it was up by 10%. It closed yesterday $238 and 30 cents. It opened around $276, so $269.75. Currently trading on a high, obviously enjoying themselves at $276.27. We have a quick look at Disney as well. I think Disney did open with a small gap. Obviously, it's not their earnings, but they benefited. Yeah, opened up with a small gap, had a bit of a sell-off initially, but currently still on the up. Currently trading $100.48. It closed yesterday around $98.50. So yeah, that's clearly obviously benefiting as well from Netflix. Right, what else is happening? It's all about the earnings at the moment. Earnings season is in full swing. And like I said, we've had some very good, very positive earnings so far. Netflix being the most recent one. Be interesting to see how Tesla does today. But there is something else I want to talk about. And I talk about this a fair bit in my little videos, because this is a real big concern for me. And that is the housing market. I always talk about the housing market in the UK, the US, and Canada. But I want to talk a little bit about housing market in the US. Because first of all, their demand for mortgages has fallen to a 25-year low. Clearly, obviously, because the interest rates are going up, it's making mortgages more expensive. But it's the highest, it's dropped to the lowest level since 1997. And the average 30-year fixed rate now on a mortgage is around 7.15%. 7.15%. Bear in mind, at the beginning of the year, or December, it was around 4%. So you can see that is a very big, steady increase in obviously mortgage interest mortgage rates. The other thing is housing starts also announced lower today, showing that the housing market is beginning to show strain. It's beginning to show it is coming under pressure. It was announced at 1.439 million versus the expectation of 1.475 million expected. Inflation again is also the key. Don't forget we have the UK inflation today. Canada's inflation was announced as well today. Actually, it was announced at 6.9% versus 6.8% expected. The previous reading was 7%, showing that it's coming down a little bit, but not quick enough. And don't forget that shocking reading we had from the UK today at 10.1% for the UK. Shocking. That's a 40-year high. Let's have a quick look at the market, see how currencies are doing at the moment. So currencies, let's start off with the cable, because we talked about the cable earlier on today, didn't we? That's the sterling US dollar, obviously. And as you can see, like I say, it came under pressure. It got a little bit of a bounce beginning of the session, and then it came under pressure, obviously because of the inflation reading. It's currently trading at 1.112,538. Initially, if you look on a daily as well, though, have a look at it here. Like I say, it is on after Monday, which had a bit of a boost because of the UK, obviously the new Chancellor of the Exchequer actually just scrapping the mini budget proposals. It got a boost, but since then, reality is hitting. But obviously, high inflation, slow down. There's nothing, nothing going in the sterling's favor realistically. And don't forget the lack of confidence in the current UK government is also hurting it too. Euro is pretty much the same, also down on the day so far, 0.9790. Not a lot of euro news, though. We did have inflation for the Eurozone come out today. It was announced at 9.9, slightly lower than the previous reading of 10. So that's one thing as well. Dollar yen, again, still challenging. My Lord, they are really going to push the BOJ to 150, aren't they? They really are. Currently trading at 149.68 at the moment. So still very much on that uptrend. Gold is also, it's a good gold as well. That is trading around a 3-week low at the moment, around those sort of levels. Currently trading at $1,635.94. Other news, like I say, this week is a little bit lacking on key economic data. That's why I'm not doing a watch along this week. But we have got UK retail sales still to come. Canadian CPI, of course, we've already had already. US initial claims tomorrow and more earnings, and especially starting off with today, which is Tesla. European session, how it currently is. FTSE in the red, negative 0.31%. DAX currently negative 0.44%. And Euro Stock 50 currently trading negative 0.12%. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish, or simply give me a smiley face like that just to say hi. You could do that as well. Big thank you to Mr. David as well for those questions. I really, really appreciate it. I really do. So thank you for that. And like I say, just say hi if you like. Not a problem. Don't forget, if you think of the question later, you can put it in either the comment section, either on Facebook or YouTube. I will see them and I will reply to it next time I go live on air, which of course will be tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. UTC to discuss the European session. Plus, we'll find out about Tesla. We'll talk about that as well. And again tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC to discuss the US session and more earning reports coming out tomorrow as well. If there is no questions, not a problem. I guess, like I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and you enjoyed this little video, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you enjoyed this little video, by all means, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful and interesting, give me one of those. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Anyway, till next time, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, there are risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.